What's good, IE Sports Radio fan? It's your boy, the SoCal Saint, back at it again here with another new edition of the IE Wrestling Show. Sorry for the little bit of a late start. I know we're about 3 minutes later than we usually start, so I do apologize. I'm not gonna lie to you, I just barely woke up, but I'm excited. I'm here. I'm running on fumes, but your boy is here right now, and I can't wait to talk about my evening with my Padre, Papa Saint, in Dallas this past Monday for Raw on Netflix. And my boy T5 hopefully should be joining us here real soon. We'll be able to, we're going to talk raps. We're going to talk about TNA having an awesome weekend in Garland, Texas. This has been a nice weekend for wrestling in the Dallas-Fort Worth area with TNA Genesis this past Sunday. And finally, Joe Hendry is the new TNA World Champion, but more on that here in just a little bit. Please, if you do, follow me on the X, and apparently still on TikTok because the ban only lasted about 12 hours. So yay, I guess, that's cool, whatever. So continue to follow me on X and TikTok at IE Wrestling Show, And then please don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky. I'm also on Blue Sky. Follow IE Wrestling Show on X, Blue Sky, and TikTok. We are still live on there. T5, my co-host, who hopefully should be joining me here very, very soon, his follows. You can follow him on his social media platforms. On X, his personal page is Who Is T Fizzle. That's Who Is T Fizzle, and then his other profile, which is for his show. His other show here on the IE Sports Radio platform is the Crescent City Connection. That's every Saturday morning, high noon, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can follow everything about the Crescent City Connection on his show page, Crescent City _IE. That's right, at Crescent City _IE. And right now we are live streaming, you guys. If you're watching this live, we're live streaming on the official IE Sports Radio platform on X. And you can follow IE Sports Radio on all these social media platforms on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And, of course, we are streaming also on YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube as well, the IE Sports Radio official YouTube channel. You're watching us live right now, guys. So thank you to everyone who's tuning in right now to the premier professional wrestling podcast on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports, IE Sports Radio. That's what's up, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in for that. And I'm also streaming live on my personal Facebook page. It's under my government name. My government name, for y'all don't know, I'm not the SoCal Saint. But you can follow the show and its live streams on my official Facebook page under my real name, Martin Sandoval. So thank you if you're tuning in live right now on my Facebook page as well. So we're live streaming on 3 different platforms right now. And if you are one of those people who can't catch it live and you're listening in on the download, we're available on all of these podcasting platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and Geo7. We're available on all of those platforms if you're listening for audio purposes and you're unable to catch the video live stream. So that's really awesome that we're available on so many different platforms. We got some awesome stuff to talk about today, guys. But we can't do it without our official sponsors here at IE Sports Radio. So let's take a quick moment before we really get into all the wrestling news, and then we talk about the TNA Genesis recap and our preview for Saturday night's main event this coming Saturday night, January 25th, live from San Antonio, Texas, streaming on Peacock and simulcasting live on NBC as well. So you don't want to miss that. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. And also, I will give a detailed description of my night with my father in Dallas, American Airlines Center, the home of the Dallas Stars and the Dallas Mavs, for Monday Night Raw, the third episode of Raw on Netflix, which was unbelievably awesome. Can't wait to talk about it. And we'll be right back in just a moment with these after we hear from our official sponsors here at IE Sports Radio. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back in just a moment. And when we come back, we're going to get into some wrestling news. Don't go anywhere with the IE Wrestling Show. We're going to be right here when you come back. Stay tuned.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clinking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go. For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at iSports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at iSports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making iSports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
We're back here live on the IE Wrestling Show. What's good, y'all? Thank y'all for sticking around. We just heard from our official sponsors, of course, Vital Apparel, Planet Jerky, and Seal the Deal Wax Seals. So thank y'all for your love and support, keeping the lights on us for here, keeping the lights on for us here at IE Sports Radio, so that we can continue to do what we love to do, which is talk about what we're passionate about, the sport or sports adjacent thing that we're talking about. Of course, for me, I guess that would fall into that category with professional wrestling. So, but anyway, we got some wrestling news. Let's get into some wrestling news. So, very long running magazine in the world of professional wrestling, which is Pro Wrestling Illustrated, has come out with their 2024 top wrestlers or winners of the year awards for Pro Wrestling Illustrated for the year 2024. Hopefully this is the last list that I have to run down, because it seems like after the year was over, I was running down a lot of picks like from ESPN and Sports Illustrated and now here with Pro Wrestling Illustrated. So the winners are as follows here that I can see that was posted by their official social media platforms. Tag Team of the Year, as voted by their readers, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Not a bad pick. It seemed like everyone else was choosing Fraxium from NXT on a lot of the lists, but surprisingly here, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill got the victory on this one. Right now, currently, I guess you could say the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Naomi and Bianca, are still reigning as champions since Jade went down with injury before Survivor Series War Games. Whatever that injury was, hopefully she'll make a return here in the coming weeks at the Royal Rumble that we're all expecting. I think a lot of us are expecting that. But yeah, so the tag team title is still in the camp of Bianca, but now she's got a replacement champion partner in Naomi until Jade Cargill comes back. I don't know how that's going to work. If when she returns, is she going to want the title back, or what's exactly going to happen with that? So I guess we'll just have to keep that and keep a lookout for that. Rookie of the Year goes to former first ever NXT Women's North American Champion Kalani Jordan. So congrats to her. I think that's very well earned. Kalani Jordan has been a very fantastic new addition to the NXT roster. She's put on a lot of great matches. She was a very fighting NXT Women's North American Champion, always defending the title. She had a really good run with that title at being the first ever champion. She'll always be remembered forever in the history books in terms of the WWE's and NXT's historical facts about championship victories. She will always be remembered as the very first NXT North American Women's Champion, and that's something that no one will ever take away from her. So that's a huge achievement. Congrats to Kalani Jordan on Rookie of the Year. Coming in at Most Improved Wrestler of the Year comes from to the AEW current Women's World Champion Mariah May. Mariah May also won the Owen Hart Invitational Women's Tournament to earn her chance to become the AEW Women's World Champion, which she won at All In last year against Toni Storm. So congrats to Mariah May as the most improved wrestler of the year. Indie Wrestler of the Year goes to former TNA X Division champion Mustafa Ali. Congrats to Mustafa Ali. He's been killing it ever since being let go by the WWE. He's been making his rounds around the indie scene, and that's exactly why he is the perfect choice for this award, Indie Wrestler of the Year. He's been hitting banger after banger after banger in any indie promotion that he steps foot in, and I'm so happy to see his accomplishments earned him the award of Indie Wrestler of the Year. So congrats to Mustafa Ali for that victory. Coming in at the number one for Women's Wrestler of the Year, she seems to be undefeated in all these lists from ESPN to Sports Illustrated and now here to Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Toni Storm wins the Women Wrestler of the Year award from PWI. So congrats to Timeless Toni Storm, or just now simply Toni Storm. Congrats to her. Very well earned. This one is also very well earned from PWI. Most Hated Wrestler of the Year, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I mean, literally, who else could it be? Dirty Dominic Mysterio has more heat than pretty much anyone on the WWE main roster. No one can touch him in terms of hatred from the fans. Dirty Dominic Mysterio he's just hitting that peak now, and I just see nothing but good things in his future. So congrats to Dirty Dom winning Most Hated Wrestler of the Year for PWI. And Comeback of the Year is awarded to his boo, former WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan came back with a vengeance, her revenge tour, taking out Rhea Ripley, winning the Women's World Championship from Becky Lynch in Saudi Arabia, stealing Dirty Dom from Rhea, and just basically getting one up on Rhea all the way up until the premiere of WWE Raw on Netflix on January 6th, where she lost the championship to Rhea Ripley. But this is not going to be the end for Liv. I know she's got a very bright future in the WWE. She had a hell of a run last year, so Comeback of the Year is very well earned for her. And the last little bit here, the winner, he's won three categories here, all won by the same individual. Inspirational Wrestler of the Year, Most Popular Wrestler of the Year, and Wrestler of the Year. Three-peat here, triple threat right here. Of course, that is the undisputed WWE World Champion. I'm talking about the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Go ahead, Cody. Like that, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all by that. By Cody winning all three of those awards from PWI. So fucking awesome. Congrats to Cody. Congrats to all the winners of the PWI 2024 awards. So that's really awesome. Congrats to everyone that won their respective awards from Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Technically a wrestling journalism that I would say you can actually trust. That's not affiliated with fucking Tuna Meltzer. So that's really awesome. This past Saturday night, if you watched AEW Collision, you just witnessed the final match in the career of the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. Yes, that's right. Christopher Daniels is officially retired from in-ring competition. He is done. He's hung up his boots for good. At least that's the word coming out of his loss to Hangman Adam Page in the last man standing match that they had. I heard it was very good. I didn't have a chance to catch it, actually. I'll have to go back and see if I can find it online. But Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels, man, this guy has had a hell of a career. One that I was not even truly aware of until I looked up this article that someone wrote about him on the Facebook page Wrestling Travel. He has literally been a wrestler in all major decades, all major times in professional wrestling. He was around during the Attitude Era. He was enhancement talent for ECW, for the WWF at the time, and for WCW during its closing days. Then he moved on to, of course, Ring of Honor, where he had a lot of major success. winning his only world championship that I'm aware of, becoming a Ring of Honor world champion, but that was in the later 2000s. This is a little more so closer to our current timeline. But he is a multiple-time champion there. He's a former Ring of Honor Pure champion, Ring of Honor Television champion, Ring of Honor Tag Team champion, along with Frankie the Future Kazarian. In TNA, I feel like that's where I first set my, laid my eyes on the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. Of course, one of my favorite matches ever was the Unbreakable. You just got to say the Unbreakable 3-way, and most wrestling fans know exactly what you're talking about. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels main evented a TNA pay-per-view for the X Division Championship. One of the best matches of any time period. It still holds up to this day. If you've never seen the Unbreakable 3-way, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. You need to check out that match. It is a fucking masterpiece. It is so good. It is a fantastic match, and Daniels doesn't get enough credit for his role in that 3-way. I feel like a lot of people talk more about AJ and Joe in that match than they actually do about Christopher Daniels, and that's a disservice to him because he was just as important to that match as the other two, and he had a hell of a night. And that, it was a losing effort on his part, but damn, what a match that was. PWG, NWA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Noah, AAA, Chikara, and finally AEW is where he would lay his boots down for good. What a career for Christopher Daniels, man. What a long career for Christopher Daniels, starting in the late 90s all the way up into right now, the year 2025, where he finally said, I'm done. So congrats to Christopher Daniels on a hell of a career. You got to give a clap to that, man. What a hell of a career Christopher Daniels has had. He's earned his flowers. He definitely has earned his time outside of the ring. His bump card, I would say, is full. He's got nothing left to prove to anyone, and he should enjoy his retirement now. Whew, let's see what else is going on here. Got some more wrestling news here to pull up for you guys. Ooh, excuse me. This is an interesting little tidbit of news that I found out the other day. Former WWE superstar, I guess technically now current WWE employee on the NXT brand in developmental. He's a former member of Lucha House Party, along with Grand Metalik and Kalisto. Lince Dorado has returned to the WWE as a part of the NXT brand in the developmental program as a trainer, which I was not aware of. Apparently, he's been working for the WWE since late last year, but he actually competed in a match this past weekend at an NXT live event for the first time since he was released by the WWE in 2021. But he is a current trainer at the Performance Center. So that's cool. Congrats to Lince Dorado for getting a trainer's position. I think that's an awesome get. Also for WWE because he's a talented wrestler. He may not have gotten the push that he could have had in the WWE, that's for certain, but he could definitely showcase his skills in other avenues right now, which is what he's doing as a trainer for a lot of the young guys, a lot of the young high flyers like a Wesley, like a Javon Evans, guys like that. He could definitely be a mentor to those type of wrestlers and show them, how to properly, tell a story and add those crazy high spots, and have them make sense. You know what I mean? So that's cool. Lince Dorado back under the WWE umbrella, working under Shawn Michaels in the developmental territory, the developmental brand of NXT and the Performance Center. So congrats to Lince Dorado. This is a big indie show coming up. One of the bigger indie promotions out there that actually has a bit of fanfare. And you can actually catch their events live when you purchase them on Triller TV Plus. If you go to Triller TV Plus, you can purchase this event. It's coming up real soon. It's actually this coming Saturday. So Saturday night's main event is not the only event that's taking place this weekend. This one you actually have to purchase, though. I don't know what the cost is. I do apologize for that. So you guys would have to do your own research on that. Sorry. But yes, House of Glory Wrestling. That's right. House of Glory Wrestling presents the event Final Warning, coming to you live Saturday, January 25th. And big names announced for this show. Let's see. If you're in the area where it's taking place, it's actually going to be at the NYC Arena in Jamaica, New York. That's right, at 9112 144th place in Jamaica, New York. Bell time is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, NYC Arena in Jamaica, New York, Saturday, January 25th. And these are the current wrestlers that have been announced for this event. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle will be making an appearance at this event. Zilla Fatu, the son of Umaga, rest in peace. Umaga, the Samoan bulldozer, his son, Zilla Fatu, will be going one-on-one with former TNA and ECW world champion, the man-beast Rhino. Yes, Rhino, no longer in TNA. He's now a free agent to come and go as he pleases, anywhere he wants, and he's making an appearance at House of Glory this weekend to face Zilla Fatu. That should be a hard-hitting match there. Also going one-on-one, Charles Mason will face the man who is trying to escape the prison of All Elite Wrestling, or should I say Arena Empty Wrestling, Ricky Starks. Absolute Ricky Starks. If you missed him on AEW television because Tony Khan is a petty piece of shit, order this pay-per-view so you can see Absolute Ricky Starks do what he does best and entertain the fans in a match against House of Glory wrestler Charles Mason. And in a big main event match for the House of Glory Heavyweight Championship, the HOG Heavyweight Champion, TNA Superstar Mike Santana defends the championship against New Japan Pro Wrestling's Kenta. Woo! That should be a hell of a match. Kenta will challenge Mike Santana for the House of Glory Heavyweight title. All these matches, of course, and an appearance by WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle live this coming Saturday night, Saturday, January 25th, from the NYC Arena in Jamaica, New York. You can go to Triller TV Plus and order this event for yourself and check it out, guys. Support indie wrestling, guys. That sounds like a really good card. Speaking of Tony Khan being a petty piece of shit, this big story came out. Tony Khan is reportedly fed up enough with Britt Baker that he is no longer booking her on AEW TV. This comes after a recent incident that was the straw that broke the camel's back. She might be done with AEW. At least the feeling I'm getting from talking to people in AEW is Tony Khan might have her in the same category as some other wrestlers, where they just don't get phone calls or don't get called in to show up. There is a lot of frustration with her. I'm told, and I've heard this pretty consistently, she's wildly unpopular in the women's locker room. One person said no one ever wants to see her come back. Speaking of the women's locker room, now that is a bold statement, a bold, broad statement. I could imagine somebody on social media going, I am a women's wrestler in AEW and I want her back. Okay, fair enough. But I'm just telling you, somebody's perception is nobody wants her back. That's how bad it is. Somebody is willing to tell me that. And that's coming from, I believe that's a quote from, of course, Tuna Meltzer. Not Tuna Meltzer. I apologize. This actually comes from an article from Pro Wrestling Torch. It doesn't say who the author is, so I apologize. And then the quote continues, there was the incident with her and MJF, and I'm told that factors into her being off the television. She has become increasingly difficult to work with the general sense, which is, I've heard that for a long time, that she's been difficult to work with. She's also had a reputation of being difficult to, There's a specific situation recently, not counting the MJF situation, where people just threw their hands up. It was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of just feeling like, you know what? We've got a strong women's division now compared to when she was on top. We don't need to deal with her if she's going to be this difficult to work with. So that's where they are with her. I'm told the Adam Cole situation is not stopping her. There should be no heat on Adam Cole. He has nothing to do with her not being on TV. Obviously, she had some standout moments in AEW and became a star and was seen as a centerpiece act. But even back then, I was hearing about her reputation and being unpopular in certain circles and difficult to work with. I also was hearing those rumors as well. Very famously, during her feud with Thunder Rosa, there was a lot of back and forth about them butting heads, and like the story was that Thunder Rosa was the one that was being difficult to work with, and then Britt was difficult, and it was just a big fucking mess, you know. Not all is right in Conland, okay? And I've been saying that for months. If you haven't been watching the podcast, okay, or listening to the podcast, it finishes up, saying that Britt Baker has not wrestled on AEW TV since November 13th of 2024 in a match against Penelope Ford. Serena Deeb confronted Baker after the match, during which Britt repeatedly said that nobody cares, which I do remember that. She was clearly looking into the camera and saying, nobody cares, nobody cares. I do remember that. Just very passive aggressively. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell, like, either she was acting, and I don't know Britt Baker to be a fantastic actor that way, or she was legit, like, it was a shoot, as they call it in the wrestling business. So what do you know? And I've also heard now she's starting to send out feelers to WWE, which I'm just like, ooh, no. If she's difficult to work with the fucking jokers at AEW, and she tries to come to WWE and pull that shit there, she's not going to last fucking 2 months there. You know what I mean? Triple H ain't going to have that shit. Shawn Michaels definitely ain't going to put up that shit in NXT. He's, all right, little lady, I think, let's just wipe our hands of this. You know what I mean? That I could just, if she doesn't change her attitude, if she is in fact the problem, which if they've been saying this about you for months and months and months, years now, it's a repetitive rumor. I mean, if enough people say it, it's kind of hard not to believe it. You know what I mean? If everyone is saying the same thing about you, you know what I mean? And there's no one coming out saying the opposite, kind of put two and two together there. Another indie match, which I was not aware of this, and it's already happened if I'm not mistaken. The date here. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it has not happened yet. It's going to be happening next month. Apparently, TNA superstar, unless he's no longer in the company, I think his contract came up around the same time as his wife, Jordan Grace, but more on that later. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But Jonathan Gresham apparently announced via his social media platforms that he's done. He's hanging it up. He's retiring from the world of professional wrestling. He officially announced 2 days ago on his official Facebook page. That's where I saw it. This is the last one. Thank you. 20 years blessed, with the blessed emoji. And he's going to be wrestling at a 2-night event called Super Slam. I'm not really sure what the name of that company is. I'm trying to read it. It's really hard to see. It looks like it says OPW Super Slam 3. And it's going to be streaming live on Triller TV. Again, Triller TV, the same platform that's going to be streaming the House of Glory event this coming weekend. Friday the 21st and Saturday the 22nd of February in Doha, Qatar. In Qatar, yes, outside of the United States, in Qatar, Jonathan Gresham will be having his final 2 matches. His final 2 matches of his wrestling career, and he's going to be competing against the son of the late Dynamite Kid. Not the son, I apologize. Not the son of the Dynamite Kid, the nephew of the Dynamite Kid, who, damn, he's almost a spitting image of his fucking uncle. Like, I mean, that's why I thought it was his son just now. Because he looks just like him. It's fucking crazy how this kid is not his son, just his nephew. The Dynamite Kid. He also competes under the same name, the Dynamite Kid, in honor of his uncle, Tom Billington, the Dynamite Kid. So yeah, Jonathan Gresham will be competing against the Dynamite Kid in Qatar Friday, the 21st and Saturday the 22nd of February in his final 2 matches in his professional wrestling career. So another wrestler hanging up the boots in 2025. Wow. But congrats to Jonathan Gresham. The biggest news story that came out this week that was announced by multiple social media platforms, by the WWE, by TNA, all wrestling news sites. I even talked about it quickly on my social media platforms. I remember sharing the story on my X account. But yes, this was the official press release by WWE and TNA. WWE and TNA Wrestling have announced a new multi-year partnership. Boom. Yes, guys. The WWE TNA partnership is still stronger than ever. It has now announced a multi-year deal. NXT superstars and TNA wrestling stars to appear across weekly WWE and TNA programming, WWE premium live events, and TNA pay-per-views. WWE, part of the TKO Group Holdings, and TNA Wrestling, one of the world's top wrestling brands, and a subsidiary of Anthem Sports and Entertainment, today announced a multi-year partnership aimed at creating unprecedented crossover opportunities within WWE and TNA programming for NXT superstars and TNA wrestling stars. The agreement will enable talent to garner additional exposure across key WWE and TNA programming, including weekly flagship shows such as NXT, which airs live on the CW Tuesday nights, and TNA Impact, which airs on Thursday nights on Access TV. Select WWE premium live events and TNA pay-per-views, in turn bolstering their in-ring development and exposure to world-class talent and coaching. And here's a quote from Ariel Chenier, the Senior Vice President of Content and Distribution for TNA Wrestling and Anthem Sports and Entertainment. This historic relationship demonstrates the collaboration and competition do not have to be mutually exclusive. Our partnership allows the TNA Wrestling brand and its incredible athletes to reach a significantly wider audience while giving WWE and NXT stars an opportunity to cross the line and gain valuable experience as they join forces with one of the most talented rosters in professional wrestling today. The response to our collaboration over the past year has been tremendous, and both companies have benefited, but the fans have reaped the greatest rewards from this talent crossover and working relationship. We look forward to growing and evolving our partnership with TNA Wrestling, its outstanding group of athletes, by creating new opportunities to further develop our talent and elevate the viewer experience at home, said WWE Senior Vice President of Talent Development and Creative, Shawn Michaels. Former TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace and Joe Hendry frequently appeared on NXT programming in 2024, highlighted by an NXT Championship match featuring Hendry and Ethan Page at No Mercy, and an NXT Women's Championship match featuring Grace and Roxanne Perez at Battleground. Many NXT superstars have also crossed the line into TNA wrestling, including Wes Lee's short-lived reunion with the Rascals, Charlie Dempsey and the No Quarter Catch Crew, Riley Osborne, Dante Chen, Galus, Ariana Grace, Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame, Wendy Chu, Brindley Reese, and more. TNA Impact airs on Access TV and TNA Plus in the United States, in addition to being distributed internationally on TNA Plus and other leading broadcast platforms, including Sportsnet 360 across Canada. In November 2023, WWE and the CW announced a 5-year agreement to bring NXT to broadcast television for the first time in its 13-year history. This is monumental, guys. And I just want to go back to that quote from the TNA Senior Vice President of Content and Entertainment. This historic relationship demonstrates that collaboration and competition do not have to be mutually exclusive. That is so fucking true. This is great. This definitely harkens back to WWE's working relationship with ECW back in the days, but it was never to the point where they put pen to paper and made it a widely known thing. This is certainly a good thing for all parties involved. I know some people are criticizing it, saying this is going to benefit WWE more than it's going to benefit TNA. I got to disagree, because I feel like it's benefiting both very well, especially TNA. I'm going to get into Genesis here shortly, because Genesis had a huge turnout, outselling AEW in the same arena. the Curtis Caldwell Center in Garland, Texas. TNA sold it out this past Sunday or Saturday. Was it Sunday? No, Sunday, excuse me. This past Sunday. They sold it out this past Sunday. AEW hasn't been able to sell that arena out in a couple of years now, okay? And TNA did it. Their first time there. Big arena show. TNA did it. And I'd say a lot of that has to do with the help of WWE, this partnership, because all of their premium live events that TNA has put on have all been sellouts ever since this started. This partnership started. It's good for the NXT talent because it gives them more exposure, more talent to work with, and not just their same talent over and over again in the Performance Center. They're working in front of different fans in different arenas, different areas of the world in the United States. It's good. It gives TNA superstars the exposure of WWE programming. It makes them bigger names. Hell, Joe Hendry went viral whenever he showed up in NXT. It's a good thing, guys. This is a good thing for the world of professional wrestling. And right now, with WWE as hot as it is, TNA right there on its heels, like, let's be real. Controversial take. You can agree with me if you want. You can disagree with me if you want. That's the beauty of having your own opinion. But in my opinion, TNA Wrestling is the number 2 wrestling brand in the world today, especially here in the United States. Not AEW. AEW is a fucking joke compared to TNA. TNA is doing buku business lately, and AEW wishes they had the numbers that TNA had in terms of sellouts and exposure with the WWE. So take that for what you want. It's WWE, it's TNA, and all the way down here is AEW, where you can't even see my fingers. What is, honestly, think about it, guys. Think real hard about it. The AEW technically has partnerships with CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling. What has New Japan and CMLL benefited from with this partnership with AEW? Not a damn thing, honestly. Hell, I didn't even talk about it last week, which I should have, because I think the news broke last week. But NJPW has lost their television deal in the United States. They were also on the same channel as TNA, Access TV. But they weren't pulling in any sort of numbers close to what TNA pulls in for that. Because you got to look at it like this. The guys running that television station have to look at the numbers and be like, TNA, NJPW. One's here and one is way down here. Which one are we going to keep? You're going to keep TNA. Because TNA's numbers have gotten better. Their attendance numbers have gotten better. Like, it's just been they're on a roll right now. And AEW's partnership with New Japan Pro Wrestling hasn't turned any new fans' eyes towards the New Japan product. The only people that watch the New Japan product that watch AEW are the same fucking fans. They haven't grown their audience. It hasn't helped their audience whatsoever. The only one benefiting from that partnership is AEW, because AEW is poaching all of New Japan's big stars. And then you got, Tony Khan apparently has endless fucking influence there, because he can get commentators suspended for making comments about him because they hurt his widow feelings. I didn't like it when that guy called me a money mark, so I don't want him working. Boo-hoo. Come on, man. Get the fuck over yourself, dude. You are a money mark, bro. That's all you are. You're not some wrestling genius. You're a fucking kid, rich kid, with a fucking trust fund. Daddy's money is supplying your living toy box. That's all it is. Tony Khan is a silver spoon sucking trust fund baby with daddy's checkbook that can buy, or thinks he can buy, any wrestler he wants to come play in his little sandbox. And when he gets sick of that new toy, he throws it away and goes and reaches for a new one. He's been doing the same thing over and over again since the drop-off of the company. There's no consistency there. Even even AEW's most devoted fans, the ones on social media that have been fucking insufferable for the last 2 years, are starting to turn on Tony Khan and his booking decisions. The bloom is off the rose, people, and has been for quite some time. I guess not everything is hunky-dory in the world of TNA and WWE, though, because during this weekend, there was also a big GCW pay-per-view on Saturday. It was a GCW versus the People. That was taking place. I'm not really sure where that took place. It looks like it was the Hammerstein Ballroom, but I'm not entirely sure if it was. I think it was. I could be mistaken. Anybody out there can correct me. But the current TNA Digital Media Champion, PCO, or I would have to definitely say after this event, the former TNA Digital Media Champion. I'm definitely sure they're going to strip him of the title. I don't even know if we'll even see that championship back on TNA television anytime soon, because PCO, after his match at GCW, which is I don't think a lot of people knew that PCO wasn't going to be at Genesis. And I don't think even more people knew that he's no longer under contract. Apparently he's not under contract. His contract with TNA expired at the end of 2024 and was not renewed. And apparently this new partnership with WWE, I guess, has not been sitting well with him. PCO has a very rocky history with the WWE. He was blackballed by the Clique back in the mid-90s. Excuse me. When he was known by his other wrestling name, Jean-Pierre Lafitte. He was one of the members of the Quebecers. And I would say his greatest success recently has been as PCO for sure. But he cut a promo attempted to cut a shoot promo after his match, but not before he took the TNA Digital Media Championship title, sat it on a chair, and fucking went crazy on it with a sledgehammer, bashing it, denting it over and over again, just destroying this beautiful championship title legitimately. And you could see like some GCW workers trying to get him to stop, and then he grabbed a microphone, and you can overhear one of the GCW guys telling him like, "Hey man, not here, not like this, not like this." Like you could hear it, and PCO gets on the mic and says that he's done with TNA, and he cuts a promo saying that he had the biggest gate. He brought in the biggest gate that TNA ever had. He sold the most merchandise. And before he can get any further into just slaying into TNA, apparently, it went the live feed was cut, and he was escorted out of the ring. So, damn, way to burn a bridge. I would say that, way to burn a bridge. So I don't think we'll ever see PCO and TNA ever again, or I mean in the very near future. I mean, you can't say never say never in this business, because I mean CM Punk is the walking contradiction to that since coming back to the WWE. But I mean, hey, it's not looking good right now. So PCO no longer with TNA, and he definitely showed them he's definitely not going to be coming back anytime soon for sure. All right, guys, we're going to take a short little break. We'll be back. We're going to talk about TNA Genesis. We're going to do a recap of that event. And then we'll get into my night at Monday Night Raw this past Monday in Dallas. And hopefully we'll get to preview Saturday night's main event. So stick around. We'll be back in just a moment with more IE Wrestling Show right here on IE Sports Radio. Stay tuned, guys.
Hello, sports fans. It's me, your boy Larry B, and I want to walk you through the world of sports. No. Not just the mainstream major TV deal type sports, although those are important too. But let me be your guide through your journey of all sports, from college to the pros, the minors, and everything in between. Each week, we are talking sports galore with true diehards just like you from a hardcore fan's perspective that's sure to quench your thirst around leagues you may know all too well and some you may even discover here. That's right, sports fans. If you love sports of all kinds, enjoy hearing amazing sports stories, and respect all sports because you know how difficult any of them can be to play or compete in, then this is your show. Join me, your boy Larry B, on the defining moment each week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, and let the sports come to you.
Everybody, this is Darren Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunder Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph Galise, the host of the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate, diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Injury Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports, and I will update you on all that's black and gold. Have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends what's up with Pittsburgh sports. Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Galise, the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
Welcome back to IE Wrestling Show. What's good, y'all? It's the SoCal Saint still here with you. I apologize. I didn't give y'all an update about my boy T5 missing in action here, the Crescent City Savage himself. He's having some connection issues, man. I know he's down in Louisiana. You know, they got that random snowstorm that like we had here in Fort Worth just last week, and it seems to be affecting things out there. So, man, prayers to everyone out there. T5 is doing fine. He's him and his family are safe, but he's just having some connection issues due to his Wi-Fi being out. He's trying to log in. He's trying to find another way to get on here the show, so hopefully he can jump on before the show's over. If not, hopefully by next week, man, we can get T5 back on here, man, because we miss him on here with us here at the IE Wrestling Show. T5, man, hopefully you'll be back here sooner than later, brother. We're thinking about you, bro. So TNA Genesis, let's jump right in, guys. TNA Genesis recap. That's right. TNA Genesis came to you live from the Curtis Colwell Center in Garland, Texas. It is the 13th event under the Genesis chronology and the first to ever be held since the 2021 event was the last time they had a Genesis pay-per-view. And this is also the first of the event's history that featured superstars from the NXT brand. And man, that was all over that. Once that announcement was made prior to the pay-per-view, the WWE, AAA, Shawn Michaels, NXT, TNA, all of these social media platforms for these superstars and promotions were promoting the hell out of this pay-per-view. And I even read that once the partnership was announced, that ticket sales increased for TNA, and it was already a near sellout. But man, it was like a spike of like 25 to 30%, and that led to the full sellout for TNA. It was a huge night for TNA for sure in terms of attendance. Let's just see here. Just looking to see if they had any big. It was 10 matches were contested. Let's see about the quick facts here. It doesn't really have the full number. I think the number was. Oh man, I can't remember what the number was. I do apologize. I don't have the exact number, but it was a sellout for the Curtis Colwell Center for TNA for sure. A lot of appearances from NXT wrestlers. WWE Hall of Famer JBL made an appearance during the pre-show. NXT wrestlers Ashanti the Adonis, the NXT Tag Team Champions, Fraxium, and Cora Jade, as well as Ariana Grace, all made appearances at the TNA event. And let's see here. I'm trying to pull this up here. Sorry. All right, here are the matches, guys. So, in a one-on-one match that was not announced, but took place on the pre-show, the very first match of the night on Countdown to Genesis that was streaming live on TNA Plus and on their YouTube channel. Jake Something defeated NXT superstar Ashanti the Adonis by pinfall in about a 4-minute match. Frankie the Future Kazarian defeated Leon Slater by pinfall in the second pre-show match. That's the one that JBL actually got involved in. And then we hit the main card, and the opening contest was the TNA X Division Championship. Moose defeated and retained. He defeated Ace Austin of ABC to retain his X Division Championship, and he presented a brand new TNA X Division Championship. What an awesome new looking title. I thought he was going to debut a whole. Whenever I heard the rumors of him getting rid of the X Division Championship, I thought they were coming out with a brand new title and name, like whole new thing. But I thank God they didn't, because I feel like the X Division is so synonymous, and that X Division title is so synonymous with TNA and its history. Like, it would be foolish of TNA to try and rebrand it now. So thank God they didn't. They just presented a new X Division Championship, an updated version of the title. Very beautiful looking championship. And Moose is still the reigning X Division champion after this match. Great opening match, by the way. Tag team match. Eric Young and Steve Macklin, this match was not announced. I think it was announced during the pre-show. Eric Young and Steve Macklin defeated the System, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, in a short but fun tag team match. TNA Knockouts World Tag Team titles. Spitfire continuing their awesome reign as champions. Jody Threat and Danny Luna defeated Ash and Heather by Elegance to retain the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team titles. And here we got to the big main event matches, starting with this one. And man, I want to talk about. God, that's why I wish T5 was here to talk about this with me, because I know he'd have some shit to say about this. Tessa Blanchard defeated Jordan Grace in what is now widely being known by everyone online and in the wrestling circles that this was, in fact, Jordan Grace's final TNA appearance as a TNA contracted wrestler. It's all but given that she's headed to the WWE. She's supposed to be reporting to the Performance Center sometime this week. And most likely, I think we'll get another Royal Rumble appearance from Jordan Grace to confirm that, yes, she is a full-fledged WWE superstar from here on out. It was a good match. The crowd was loving on Jordan Grace. The crowd was super hot for Jordan Grace. This crowd was definitely not about Tessa Blanchard. I hope I don't insult anyone from here, but I'm going to try and choose my words wisely. So apologies in advance for anyone watching in Texas. Because to be in Texas and to have a crowd in Texas chant, "She's a racist. She's a racist." you got to be fucking racist. You got to be fucking racist. They didn't even do that to Hogan in LA. And Hogan is a fucking huge racist. But they did it to this little white girl, Tessa Blanchard, and fucking deserved, because she's probably one of the most controversial figures in professional wrestling right now. Her and Hogan could start their own chapter of the, them fucking pointy hoods. It's still a controversial deal to have her hired back in TNA after all that controversy came out about the disgusting things that she did to women of color in the world of professional wrestling, spitting in the face of an African-American female wrestler, saying, awful racial slurs to people. Stories have been corroborated by others who were witness to all of this. And she's never really fully apologized nor really fully denied the claims. So what does that tell you? So I would say that chant was very well deserved. And that was a chant that I thought I would never hear in the world of wrestling. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that. I've heard some doozies. Not that one. But Tessa went over. Jordan, who famously, through a lot of social media articles and news sites, was not happy about having to work with Tessa. Was not happy that she was brought back. But she was professional. And she did the job. She went out on her back. And to much love and appreciation from the TNA audience, she got a standing O on the way out. The TNA backstage locker room gave her flowers. They actually gifted her the original, the old Impact Women's Knockouts World Championship title that they no longer use. Basically, saying congratulations, thank you for all that you did in your time with us. And now you're on to bigger and better things. Thank God Jordan Grace did not sign with AEW during its launch, because she would be fucking lost in the shuffle and she wouldn't be doing a fucking thing. Much like, to my chagrin, Camille, former NWA Women's World Champion, because I feel like Camille should have went down to NXT, and she probably would have been treated definitely would have been treated a hell of a lot better than because she's doing absolutely fucking nothing right now in AEW. And I think that has a lot to do with her being actually vocal about it, about her presentation up to that point. But whatever. I'm happy for Jordan. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing her in the Women's Royal Rumble again this year. It seems like it's going to happen. I mean, it'd be kind of a little foolish if it doesn't. But congratulations to Jordan putting on a hell of a performance in her final night as a TNA contracted wrestler. But she wasn't the only one that said goodbye to TNA at Genesis. It was an I Quit match. The Northern Armory, Judas Icarus and Travis Williams were banned from ringside. Mike Santana defeated Josh Alexander by making him say the words, "I quit." After that, they shook hands. Josh Alexander gave Mike Santana his flowers. He said that you are now the pinnacle of TNA. You are the trend center. You are basically the embodiment of what TNA wrestling is. And he said, I was a man. You beat me. I quit. But then he said this, and now I also quit TNA. And he walked out. And it's widely known that Josh Alexander's TNA contract is up. It's coming up, I believe, at the end of this month or in early February. So Josh Alexander is another one that's not re-signing with TNA. He always said that he wants to, put it out there. He wants to bet on himself. And I'm sure TK is going to try and grab Daddy's checkbook to try and sign him away. But I feel like with this partnership with the WWE, I'm sure Josh Alexander is going to eventually show up in NXT. I definitely believe that, and to eventually join the main roster at some point, because he's super fucking talented, and I think he'd be a fantastic fit for the WWE. He already has a built-in feud waiting for him with his former tag team partner, All Ego Ethan Page, right there in NXT. It writes itself. just jump off right there from the jump off, man. Let's get them started on running on all cylinders. Hopefully Josh, he has to make the best decision for him and his family, obviously, but I feel like for his career, I feel like the smarter choice would definitely be to go to WWE and NXT. So thank you to Jordan Grace and Josh Alexander. Those guys were definitely the standard bearers for TNA for quite some time. Both former world champions in their respect. They shed a lot of blood and tears for TNA. They helped get TNA to where they are right now. And anyone denying that is foolish. So congratulations and thank you to both of them for doing all they could in growing the TNA brand to where it is right now. Tag team match for the TNA World Tag Team titles came after this. The Hardys, Jeff and Matt, defeated the Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, to retain the TNA World Tag Team titles. And it was during this match that we got an appearance from the NXT Tag Team Champions, Fraxium, showing up, and they were watching this match at ringside. Very famously online, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz keep reminding everyone that they are still owed a NXT Tag Team title shot from winning a Battle Royal, or was it a triple threat? I think it was a triple threat tag team match. They were taken out by, I think, who the hell were they taken out by? I'm trying to remember. Was it West? Did West take them out? I can't. Wow, I'm drawing a blank on what happened, but they never did get that shot on NXT television until now, because this coming Thursday, which is tomorrow, on TNA Impact, that's right, on Access TV on TNA Impact, Fraxium makes an appearance on TNA programming for the very first time. Nathan Frazier and Axiom will defend the NXT Tag Team titles for the very first time on TNA programming. The NXT Tag Team titles will be defended on TNA Impact. Fraxium defends the NXT Tag Team titles against the Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, tomorrow night on Impact, on Access TV. So don't miss that. That's one big match that's already been announced for TNA Impact tomorrow night. Big match here. Clockwork Orange House of Fun match for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Masha Slamovich defeated Rosemary in a hell of a hardcore match that we just witnessed. Big win for Masha. Very dominant victory. And it was after Masha, during her celebrating of her victory, was when NXT superstar Cora Jade made her appearance for the first time in TNA, walking down to the ramp and made it very well known that she's coming for that TNA Knockouts World title. Where that will happen, who knows? Will it be on the next TNA pay-per-view? Will it be on the next episode of Impact? Will it be on the next episode of NXT? Or the next NXT Premium Live event? Who knows? You just got to stay tuned in to both TNA Impact and NXT to see where this goes. But I'm excited. That should be a good match between Cora and Masha. I'm looking forward to that. Very conflicting styles, but I think those type of styles, anytime there's a conflict in styles, I feel like brings out the best in both athletes. So I'm looking forward to that. And in the main event, they did it. They pulled the trigger. I said they had to pull the trigger if he wasn't going to sign with the WWE, which doesn't look like it's coming anytime soon, because I found out that his contract with TNA has actually does not come to an end until the end of this year. So he will still be in TNA until the end of 2025. And with this new partnership with the WWE officially intact, working now on the dotted line, he is the best person to represent TNA during this time period. And God, I hope he shows up in the Royal Rumble. It'll be the first time that the TNA World Champion has ever competed in a Royal Rumble match, a sitting current TNA World Champion, mind you. And he did it. I believed, we all believed, and yes, he did it. Joe Hendry is the new TNA World Champion after defeating Nick Nemeth in a sold-out Curtis Colwell Center in Garland, Texas, hitting the standing O spine buster. 1, 2, 3. Joe Hendry, with his parents watching at ringside, has become a world champion in professional wrestling. He is the TNA World Champion. Congratulations to Joe Hendry. Much, much deserved. What a night. What an absolute fantastic night for TNA. Great pay-per-view all around. And, man, the future is so, so bright for TNA. This is their first pay-per-view of the year. What a fantastic night, man. TNA looking very, very strong, man. Their future is very, very bright. I have nothing but great things to say about TNA and their future, man. It's looking very, very good. We're going to take another short little break, guys. We're going to hear from a couple more of our IE Sports Radio affiliates, and when we come back, you're going to hear about my night at Monday Night Raw. Stay tuned, guys, to the IE Wrestling Show. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, Cleveland and Columbus sports fans. This is Jen B, host of the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. If you love Cleveland and Columbus sports like I do, be sure to tune in live to the Show of the Land on Tuesdays, where we will cover the Cleveland Browns, Cavs, Guardians, and Monsters. We will also talk about the Columbus Blue Jackets, Crew, Fury, and of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes. We'll also cover other colleges in the area like Akron, Kent State, Cleveland State, Mount Union, John Carroll, Baldwin Wallace, Youngstown State, among others. So like I said, if you love Cleveland and Columbus sports like I do, be sure to tune in Tuesdays to the Show of the Land with Jen B on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
The light is red, the kids are in bed, which means it is time for Mile High Musings with me, Aaron Yowell, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davidson.
It's your boy, Notorious Law.
And we are the hosts of Fast Break here on IE Sports Radio, where we discuss everything in the world of basketball from prep to the pros.
You guys should definitely check us out, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We got all the basketball information you guys need, so we look forward to you guys listening in.
And please do, because we are the best basketball show on this side of the Mississippi. And please do check us out on Twitter at FastBreakISR. D-Lock, where's our time again?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That gives you guys plenty of time on a Sunday.
Tune in.
What's good, IE Sports Radio fans? We are back live with the IE Wrestling Show, and let's get right into it, man. This past Monday night in Dallas, Texas, at the American Airlines Center, myself and my father, Padre Saint, went to Monday Night Raw, the third episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And what an awesome time we had. We really did. It was just so fucking awesome. It was. I mean, me and my dad, we go to wrestling a lot, or at least we try to. I say that a lot. It seems like a lot for us because we, me and my dad don't usually go to like big events a lot. But we went to wrestling last year, so I feel like once a year is a lot. Twice a year if we're lucky, you know what I mean? And so last year we went to SmackDown in Dallas. This year was Monday Night Raw, Netflix. It was so cool. Man, sold out, 15,000 plus strong in the AAC. It was a fucking another sellout. We had fantastic seats. We were sitting facing the stage and the ring, so we had perfect visual of everything, like from wrestlers coming down to the ring itself. It was great. It was fucking awesome. A lot of big stars were there. The night kicked off with a couple of matches taped for WWE's main event, which I believe still streams on Hulu, if I'm not mistaken, I think. Or maybe Peacock. I'm not really sure which one it pops up on. But Natalia came out. Natty took on Ivy Nile. And then we had Akira Tozawa against JD McDonough of the Judgment Day. That was actually a pretty good match. And then we got right into it, into the live broadcast of Netflix. It let us know we were about to go live. And then the Netflix, the thing when you click a show on Netflix, it shows the end and it goes like dun, and then like it did that whole thing. And then the opening of Raw, and then it goes right into it. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett at ringside because Pat McAfee was absent from Raw this Monday because he was doing commentary duties for the college championship, national championship game in Atlanta. I think that's where it was. Wasn't it Atlanta? I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, that's where Pat McAfee was. So that's why he was absent from Monday Night Raw. Raw kicked off with main event Jey Uso just yeeting all over the place. All of us, even my dad, we were just yeeting up. It was so cool. Jey is fucking over. Anybody that thinks Jey Uso is a flash in the pan, is just a gimmick, is completely out of their fucking mind, because that he was fucking over. This crowd was chanting his name. We were, every time he said a word, instead of what, we're going yeet, which is a nice change of pace. I'm after all these years, I'm starting to get sick of what. But anyway, Gunther came out and they had a little bit of a tussle in the ring. Jey held the world title, and that was a huge reaction as Jey held the world championship title in his hand. Like, man, you could tell that everyone, all of us in Dallas, want him to be a world champion. If it doesn't happen this weekend, it's got to happen in the future, man, because Jey has it, man. I could see him holding the world title. He has it. We had some more appearances. CM Punk showed up for a promo up in the stands. That was cool to see Punk. First time I've seen Punk since right before he quit the WWE back in 2014 was the last time I saw CM Punk and it was in fact a Monday Night Raw in Dallas. So that was really cool to see CM Punk. Sami Zayn showed up, and unbeknownst to me, Kevin Owens would show up and start this thing with Sami. I feel like we're leading into I called it. I think we're going to get Sami and KO at WrestleMania this year once again, with the tables turned to face Sami and a heel KO. Last time they competed in a one-on-one match at WrestleMania, KO was the face and Sami was the heel, doing his conspiracy theorist gimmick at the time. And then, of course, they main evented WrestleMania together, winning the tag team titles from the Usos. But I feel like the seeds are already being planted. KO trying to get in that mind of Sami, like, hey, if you help me beat Cody, I'll help you win the Rumble so that we can main event WrestleMania together type of, I don't know. It was, you can see the manipulation starting with KO. But that Winged Eagle Championship looks fucking awesome in person. I've never, ever seen the Winged Eagle WWE Championship live in person. I've only ever seen it growing up on television or on tapes. And that was the first time I ever got to see the Winged Eagle live. And, man, that is a beautiful, beautiful championship title. Definitely got to add that to my collection at some point. Rey Mysterio had a match with Kofi Kingston, the New Day, the heel New Day. The heat on the New Day is real, guys. I experienced it for myself. We did not take any bullshit from them. We were chanting, New Day sucks. New Day sucks. It was great. My dad looked so happy when he saw Rey Mysterio. He was like dancing along to his music and everything. It just made me smile seeing my dad happy to see his favorite wrestler, Rey Mysterio. So that was really cool to see. And my dad actually surprised me. He said he was going to the restroom, came back from the merch table, and it got me this brand new Penta shirt. Yeah, Penta Saddle Miedo. I have my first ever WWE Penta t-shirt. Yes. Thanks, Dad. Early birthday present from my father, rocking the new Penta shirt right here on the IE Wrestling Show. Penta was live and had a match on Raw after his Raw debut last week in San Jose, and he was here in Dallas, and Dallas loved Penta. Penta is fucking over, man. And last week was not a fluke. He is the real deal. He is fucking over, and he had a fantastic match with Pete Dunne on Raw this past Monday. And we got to see who else? We got to see the Baszler, Starks, and DeVille, the Pure Fusion Collective, I think that's what their name is, and Damage Control, Dakota Kai, and EO. That was cool to see. Rhea Ripley, the crowd went fucking nuts when Rhea's music hit after the Bayley Nia match. Roxanne Perez was actually there as well from NXT at ringside, trying to get shit started with Bayley. Oh man, what else went down? Oh, awesome main event between Drew and Seth. Seth was fucking over. Everybody was singing his song, and Drew too, man. And we got a chance of like, let's go Rollins, let's go Drew. Big night. And then to cap it all off, the icing on the cake after the camera shut off on Netflix for Monday Night Raw after the main event between Rollins and McIntyre, we were gifted a undisputed WWE World Championship match between Carmelo Hayes and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, y'all. Yes, finally I got to see Cody Rhodes wrestle live for the first time since his return to the WWE. I haven't seen Cody since his first run in the WWE, and it was really cool. Cody is one of my favorites right now, and it was so awesome to see him. Anybody disputing the fact that Cody Rhodes is over is fucking insane. Just like anybody disputing Jey Uso's being over, anybody disputing Cody Rhodes is over and that his run is getting stale. Not the case, because as soon as his music hit, holy fuck, that crowd was cheering. Like, not even his music, it was just that intro where he says, like, you know, wrestling has more than one royal family. As soon as you heard that first like intro, that first line that he speaks, the crowd went fucking unbelievably nuts for Cody Rhodes, man. And him and Carmella had a badass match to send us all home happy. Cody, I just want to say this. He proved to me live, seeing it for myself with my own two eyes, why he is the fucking man, why he is the champion right now, why he is the fucking he's the guy. He's doing the Cena run. Like a lot of people say that he's doing the Cena run where he's making all the towns, he's doing all the media, and he's doing anything that he can to send the crowd home happy. And Cody, after the match, he cut a promo thanking Dallas. You know, he made his return in Dallas, of course, at WrestleMania at AT&T Stadium against Seth Rollins. That's where he made his comeback to WWE back in 2002. He signed one of his weight belts that you could buy at the merch shop, and he gifted it to a young child who he brought into the ring and held on his shoulders and walked around the ring, like creating memories for these kids that they'll remember for the rest of their fucking lives. If they don't remember anything else, they're going to remember the night that the WWE World Champion Cody Rhodes brought me into the ring, gifted me a signed item of his, and held me on his shoulders. That's the fucking Cody's the man. He is the man. And even after that, he said, I'm going to stick around for an hour or so, and I'm going to do my best to sign autographs and take pictures with everybody. And you had people from my section trying to walk down there to try and get even a millisecond of Cody's attention. And Cody just doing the damn thing, man, trying to do what he can to send people home happy. And he's a great champion, and I would say an even greater guy for that. Nice guy Cody. He's a champ. He's a champ for a reason, y'all. He's a champ for a reason, and I got to see that with my own two eyes. Overall, 10 out of 10 night. Thank you, WWE. Thank you, Dallas. Thank you, American Airlines Center. What a fucking night. Me and my dad had an awesome, awesome time. And my dad's already like, we got to go to the next one. And the next one's actually going to be right here in my backyard, literally a 10-minute drive up the road on eastbound I-30 to the Dickies Arena. They're coming back in April 25th. WWE will be right here in Fort Worth for Friday Night SmackDown on April 25th. Yes, let's go. Dickies Arena, WWE, Fort Worth. Me and my dad, we're there. And let's see. Let's get into WWE here real quick. Speaking of WWE, let's get into it before I sign off for the day. WWE, of course, this coming weekend, a week before the Royal Rumble, February 1st in Indianapolis, we have Saturday night's main event, the 38th event in its history. Saturday night's main event, 38, comes to you live Saturday, January 25th. From San Antonio, Texas at the Frost Bank Center. And these are the matches and segments that have been announced for this event. A contract signing has been announced for Saturday night's main event. It'll be the undisputed WWE World Champion Cody Rhodes and the faux WWE Champion Kevin Owens will be signing the contract for their ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. And the man who will be moderating it, which deep cuts, guys, will be WWE Hall of Famer, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Because in this ladder match, both the Winged Eagle and the current undisputed WWE Championship title that Cody holds will be held above the ring, and both titles have to be grabbed to win the match. Much like the WrestleMania 10 ladder match between Razor Ramon, rest in peace Scott Hall, and Shawn Michaels for the Intercontinental Championship, where Shawn was parading around with one title and Razor had the other. Razor climbed up the ladder and grabbed both Intercontinental Championship titles to be the undisputed Intercontinental Champion. And Cody or KO will have to do the same at the Royal Rumble to be the truly undisputed WWE Champion. And the matches that have been announced for this event, as of this past Monday Night on Raw, made official, the Women's World Championship match will take place at Saturday night's main event. Rhea Ripley goes one-on-one with Nia Jax, a rematch from Elimination Chamber in Perth last year. I'm looking forward to this. They had a heated exchange during Monday Night Raw. The crowd was really hot for that, and I think they could have a decent match at Saturday night's main event. I definitely don't see Rhea losing the title this soon, though. So apparently Nia, after losing the WWE Women's Championship to Tiffany Stratton, has been traded to SmackDown, from SmackDown to Raw. Also, Bayley made it official after competing with Nia on Raw that she has also been traded to Monday Night Raw. So Bayley and Nia are both now a part of the Raw brand as of now. And apparently the Wyatt Six, who haven't made their debut yet, but has been vocally said by ring announcers and Karrion Kross that the Wyatt Six, the whole group, Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, and Uncle Howdy, have all been moved over to SmackDown. So we got 2 women on Raw now in this trade, and 5 superstars from Raw have moved over to SmackDown. Big match on this match, and I got to pull out my Wade Barrett voice for this. It's going to be big, meaty men slopping meat. Braun Strowman goes one-on-one with Jacob Fatu of the Bloodline. I love you, Solo. Ooh, that hurt. That's going to be an awesome match. I can't wait to see that. Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu one-on-one. Fuck yeah, man. Sign me up. I'm ready. This match could be the match of the night here. WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Braun Breaker defends the WWE Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus. Sheamus defeated Ludwig Kaiser to win this opportunity at facing Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title back in San Jose a week ago on Raw. Braun is going to try all he can to keep Sheamus from winning the championship that has eluded him for years in the WWE. Sheamus has done it all. King of the Ring, Royal Rumble, WWE World Champion multiple times, United States Champion multiple times, Tag Team Champion multiple times. But the one title he's never earned is the Intercontinental Championship. And that's the one title that's keeping him from being a Grand Slam champion in the WWE. Will Sheamus win the title that has eluded him his entire WWE career, or will Braun Breaker spear his way to victory once again? And in the main event, World Heavyweight Championship match, Gunther, the Ring General, defends the World Heavyweight Championship against main event Jey Uso. Yeet. Man, the way Jey was over and the reaction that we gave him in Dallas holding up that world title for the very first time ever, man, if it doesn't happen Saturday, it's got to happen in the near future, man, because he's over. He deserves a run with the title at least once, I say. It doesn't have to be a long run, but he's got to have his hands on that title at least once, man, because he is over. And that's the beauty of having two world titles in the company. The opportunities are more. You know what I mean? Like, there's more opportunities for it. And I could see Jey being World Heavyweight Champion. Walking into WrestleMania, I don't know. I feel like Gunther is due for a big World Championship match at WrestleMania. Against who? That's still to be discovered. But this right here is going to be a banger of a match as well. And that's going to be simulcasting both on Peacock and on NBC on network television this coming Saturday night, guys. So don't miss it. You don't want to miss Saturday night's main event this coming Saturday, the 25th. Well, that does it for me, guys. Thank you, wrestling fans, for tuning in to the IE Wrestling Show. Once again, I am so grateful for y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been fantastic here. I do apologize for T5 not being able to be with us, but hopefully he'll be with us next week right here. Same IE Wrestling Show time, same IE Wrestling Show channel. Again, please follow me on TikTok, X, and Blue Sky at IE Wrestling Show, and follow my co-host T5. His personal page is Who Is T Fizzle, and his other show page for his other show, which airs live Saturdays, high noon, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at IE Sports Radio. The Crescent City Connection at Crescent City_IE. Guys, please don't forget to follow IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and right here on YouTube as well. On the official IE Sports Radio YouTube channel. And with that, guys, we're going to be saying adieu. Don't forget, guys, we'll be right back. Also, we're available on all these podcasting platforms. If you can't catch us live, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon, Audible, CastBox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Geo7. If you miss any of my programming, go to IESportsRadio.com at the official IE Sports Radio website and hit up my show page at the IE Wrestling Show to check out any past and present episodes, guys. Thanks again. I'll see y'all next week. Take care, guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. Take care, y'all.